Alright, guys. This is actually, a pretty interesting thing I want to point out in this video. Of course, I got the whole, the messenger thing in my videos. I forgot that I'm still getting messages on Facebook on this phone. That said, though, despite that, I actually do want to talk about a little something for you guys, the new Lilo and Stitch movie. And, I have not seen the movie, but, I want to talk about this specific character and him not being in the movies and kind of talk about my thoughts on it. So if you guys haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you guys can do that. And, this is definitely a news-related video, but, I haven't really seen the movie, but, I do want to share my thoughts on this and all that. But, I will talk more about it in the video, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about before that, I guess not really. So I guess we'll go ahead and kind of talk about this. So, I was trying to think if there was anything else I need to state, because, I do my introductions, but I think I got everything taken care of. But yeah, basically right now, I want to talk about this, because this is a big thing people have been talking about. So if you guys don't know, Disney had their, recent, live-action remake. Yeah, another one. It's like their 15,000 live-action remake. God, it's like they freaking, or like they're literally milking this shit to death and all that, I swear to God. Like, it's just crazy, it's crazy. But, what is going on here is apparently, they have this new movie come out. And I've seen some trailers for this. I have to say for watching the trailers, it doesn't look too bad. This is coming from somebody who doesn't really care about live-action remakes. It doesn't look too bad. And all that. It doesn't look that bad. The CGI looks pretty good and all that. Some people are questioning some of the CGI decisions, but for the most part, it looks very good. That said, though, I have no interest in watching these movies. I'm not even going to be watching the How to Train Your Dragon live-action movie in the theaters. So I want to clarify, it's not just Disney. Some people might think it's because it's Disney, I don't want to watch them. No, it's in general. Like, I do not want to watch this stuff in general. Because I'm just like, most of the time, these live-action remakes, not saying they're always bad, there are some that are actually good. I mean, the Grinch one, for example, was a live-action remake, or I guess an adaptation of a book and all that, and then the cartoon and all that. It wasn't bad. That said, though, a lot of times, like, including that movie, they don't really tend to capture the same magic the, original does, and all that, and in Disney's case, a lot of their movies do this thing where they have to, like, change something up for a stupid reason, and, make people not happy about it. In this case, though, they actually have changed a couple things. One thing they changed in this movie, apparently this character here, Captain, I'm gonna look at his name real quick, I already forgot his name, let me look at it real quick. Okay, his name is Captain Gantu. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Captain Gantu. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Captain Gantu, if you guys don't know who he is, he's actually a pretty big part of Lilo and Stitch. Now, the first movie, he doesn't play a ton of roles. However, he is a pretty, he plays a big role in, like, the finale and all that, So when people were seeing this movie, they were expecting to see him in the movie. Well, it turns out he ain't in the fucking movie. No, he ain't in the movie at all. Which has got people really pissed off. Now, I see some people defending this. I mean, I've seen some people being like, Well, it's a Disney remake. It's not necessarily meant to be like the original. And I mean, yes, it's true. I mean, a lot of these live-action remakes will change, something up, compared to the original. But removing a character, that's a big change. And that's a very unnecessary change. Especially somebody who plays a big role in the original movie, Well, I mean, he doesn't play a big role in the first movie, but I've seen a few of the sequels, and he plays a big role in there. He's known to be a villain, And I really like his character. He's also voiced by what's that actor's name? I think it's Kevin James. I think it's his name, Kevin James. Let me look at that real quick too. Hang on a second. All right, I was close. It's apparently it's Kevin Michael. It's Kevin Michael. Kevin Michaels. Let me check it real quick again. Sorry, I'm trying to remember his name. Okay, here we go. Kevin Michaels Richardson. There we go. Sorry I had to pause that, but I want to make sure I'm getting the names right. I figured since I can pause the videos, might as well look at that. Yeah, that's his name. If you guys don't know who he is, well, he's been everywhere. Like, if you guys think, like, Tom Kenny or Tara Strong has been everywhere, this guy's, like, in freaking, like, everything. Like, he's in everything. Like, he's in, like, you guys seen American Dad? He voices Principal Lewis there. He's in The Simpsons. He voices one of the characters there. I don't know if he's voiced older characters, but I do know he replaced, the voice actor for one of the Simpsons characters, because, apparently they can't, have not matching skin color character. I mean, people voice cartoon characters, but they can race swap and change crap in the movies. Yeah, that makes total sense. But yeah, he did voice that. He's also been in Family Guy. He's voiced as Family Guy. He's been in, he's voiced characters in shows like he's, the Fairly Odd Parents. I mean, he's been everywhere. Like, those are just examples. I mean, you will recognize this voice if you hear it, but that's just the name of the actor. But he's really talented. I really like him. I hope he's one of those Hollywood actors that's actually nice, because I've heard some people say that even Tara Strong is just got some problems, which I'm like, why can't we just have some good Hollywood actors in Hollywood, like, why do they why do a majority of them have to be scumbags, I don't get it. I don't really get that, but, that said, though, yeah, he's not in this movie. He's not in a live-action remake of Lilo and Stitch. And, that's a big problem. That's a huge problem, like, you got, like, a lot of these live-action Disney movies are known for race-swapping characters, or changing their gender to appeal to a certain demographic. I think The Little Mermaid changed, I think it was a seagull or something. They changed the gender, which kind of felt unnecessary. And in this case, though, I'm just like, in this case, they literally removed his character completely. Like, he's not in the movie at all. Like, he is literally not in the movie at all. And that's not even the only problems. Other people are having problems. Now, this is one thing that might be a little bit split on people, but personally, I kind of find it a problem. So the aliens do not cross-dress in this movie. If you don't see one of the characters, the big fat guy, I forgot his name, with the multiple eyes, the guy who created, Stitch. I could look his name up too, but, I just haven't really, I haven't looked it up. I need to actually go and I need to watch these movies again, but I haven't really seen the movies in a while, so I don't really remember the names of the characters. But trust me, I did watch them in the past. I actually own most of them on DVD. I've been just busy, trying to review other stuff. Eventually, they're gonna get reviewed, but it'll be a while. But that said, there is one of the one-eyed Cyclops alien guy. He's not wearing any clothes. Instead, they transform to to actual, like humans. They have like cloning devices that can turn them into people, which kind of just beats the whole purpose of them dressing up and on the actual movie. Now, they say something about it possibly being budget cuts, and personally, I kind of agree with that. I don't think it has anything to do with the cross-dressing. I think they just didn't want to bother putting it in there because it'd be too much work. Some people might think it's like that, but trust me, I don't think it is. That said, though, there are times where, like, I do think we're going to get to a point where I think Disney is probably not going to allow cross-dressing and all that in LGBTQ crap in films and all anymore, or they'll go back and censor a lot of their older stuff, which kind of gets kind of the problem. Like, that's what I've been trying to tell people. I'm like, this is not a good thing, because now they're going to look at it the other way, and I'm just like, they need to create good stories. People are saying that Disney is trying to course correct, but I'm just looking at this, I'm like, it doesn't feel like they're course correcting if they're trying to, like, appeal to another side, It's like who cares? Just make good stuff. Like, I keep saying that, like, make good stuff and all that. You don't need to, like, change something up because of this or that. But they haven't really done a whole lot with it yet, but they have talked about that, so I'm kind of concerned about that. And this is coming, so I'm technically on that spectrum there, but even I don't like it being shoved down people's throats, or even my own, but I still don't think, they should be, I still don't think they need to be, getting rid of it completely either. I even made a quote on, like, I think it was Facebook, I think. Yeah, I use Facebook sometimes. I don't use it a lot anymore. I'm kind of just done with it pretty much. But I do go on there sometimes because that's where my friends and family are at. And I saw somebody quoting on this scene and being like, good, the kids don't need to be exposed to it. And I'm like, do you want your kids to be locked away in their houses forever then? Because I'm like, they're going to be exposed to that stuff no matter what. They're going. I had teachers at school that were lesbians. There was nothing wrong with that. I have uncles who are gay. The whole thing is just stupid. But I'm not saying I'm not defending the other side either. But the whole thing is just stupid. But in this case, yeah, I don't think they removed him because of that. I think they removed him because they're being cheap and lazy. That's kind of what happened with this character, too. They fucking removed him because apparently he was too lazy. They were being lazy, or they were trying to use the excuse that they couldn't find any use for him. Which makes me look at it like you guys probably either didn't have the money for it, or you guys were just being lazy and didn't want to put him in the damn film, So that kind of leads to another problem people have been criticizing, where, I'm talking about the fat, four-eyed alien guy who created Stitch and all that. Well, apparently he's actually the actual villain in the actual movie. Like, he doesn't redeem himself, which beats the whole purpose, because if you watch the other movies, he actually is he's an actual, I think he starts out as a villain, but then he starts to redeem himself. And he lives on Earth with Lilo and Stitch, and his new friend, which I forgot his name, but I do really like his role in the movie with the mosquitoes and all that. But I haven't seen the movie in a while. I need to rewatch it, but I do remember these scenes, and these were big parts. If I can remember them, they're definitely big parts of the movie, and yeah, I do remember them definitely being big parts of the movie, and then they changed them up. So yeah, it just feels like this movie is just shitting on the original again. Now, I don't think it's in your face as bad as the other live-action remakes. But the thing is, though, even with Little Mermaid, I've heard people say that movie, they changed some unnecessary scenes in the movie that, apparently, which I haven't seen the Little Mermaid. I don't know if I've ever finished watching it. I think I saw it when I was I saw it when I was little, but I don't think I finished it. I did watch the Little Mermaid Ariel Begins, But I didn't watch the whole thing, and that movie was kind of just, it was kind of whatever, but I didn't finish it. I should have finished it, but I don't know. But that's the thing, though, too. I'm like, they do a lot of the stuff, too, where it just upsets fans, and people don't want to watch the movie and all that, The whole point of like I said, the whole point of a live-action remake is it's supposed to remake an animated movie into live action. And yeah, maybe there's some scenes they can cut out of the movie, or they changed some stuff from the original that kind of screwed the film up a bit. Lilo and Stitch, though, is a movie that I don't think I remember there being too many flaws with it. And I think I remember like him not being in the movie much. And other people have talked about that too. And I think I remember that too, like, this Captain guy here, he was not in the original movie much, but he still played a big role, and then he was also in the other movies. And the fact that they have another fucking movie, they're actually releasing they're announcing another freaking live action remake of a Stitch movie. Because they're starting to run out of live-action remakes to make, too. The thing is, though, some people are thinking, well, if they run out of live-action remakes, then, like, they don't have anything else they can make. The problem is, though, is Disney owns so much shit now, like, they could go to their other properties, make unnecessary live-action remakes of them, or they can make live-action remakes of remakes, They could do that, It feels like it's just gonna never end until we run out of money, and that's kind of the problem. That said, though, this movie actually did do pretty well in the theaters, but it feels like Moana 2 all over again. It feels like it did well, but it's not received well. So these movies that are coming out kind of feel like mainly 2019 all over again, technically, 2019 in general. That movie, a lot of the movies did very well, but a majority of them that year were really hated from Disney, and most of them were hated. Toy Story 4. Now, I guess that one technically had its fans, but a good chunk of people did not like it. Then we had the live-action Lion King movie. Most people did not like that. It had some fans, but most people did not like that. People don't even talk about the live-action Aladdin movie, and then they had a Dumbo movie too, which I saw in the theaters. I thought it was okay. It definitely kind of took away elements that made the original, good. But we watched it at like a school field trip, But I remember kind of liking the kids. The kids were very cute in the movie and all that, but I didn't like that they didn't have the animals speaking into it. To be fair, though, I also didn't watch the original movie either. The original Dumbo movie. I think I saw a little bit of it, but not a lot. Like, I think I remember the movie being about the elephants making fun of poor Dumbo with his giant ears and all that, and that mouse sings at the beginning of the movie, but that's pretty much all I remember about the movie, but I figure, again, that's the problem with all these damn live-action remakes. They keep doing this stuff, and then they're announcing more of them, and all that. And honestly, I think this year, pretty much, I think most of the movies that are coming out under a Disney umbrella, I don't think most of them are going to make any money. That's the thing, I think most of them are not going to make any money. Maybe some of them might, like we do have, what was it, we have like an Avatar 3, I think, that's coming out. But that movie's also probably going to cost a lot of money to make. Like the first two. And remember, when that movie came out, people were like, it basically barely broke even. It barely broke even because it cost so much to make. And even fans were coming out of that one and saying it was just, some people were saying it was better than the first one, but a good chunk of the people I knew didn't even go see it. If Lilo and Stitch and other movies, even Moana 2, I've heard people go to the theaters and saw it, so I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here, but like the fact that, they keep doing these stupid live-action remakes and all that is just showing kind of, this movie didn't cost a lot of money either, so it making its money back would make sense. Like, it wasn't as expensive to make. That said, though, because it didn't cost as much too, they did take out a lot of the stuff in the original. But I think, though, if they didn't do that, I think this film probably would have been okay, because, it definitely doesn't seem like it has as many problems as the other ones have. But that said, though, it still has some stupid moments. Like the ending and all I heard was pretty bad in the movie and all that, compared to the original and all that, Again, this is just going off what people are saying, I haven't really seen the live-action movie, because I don't really give a damn. I don't give a damn, even with DreamWorks, I don't really want to go see it. It does look like, though, they have, they do look like the characters are pretty good, though. Even watching the trailers, I noticed that, like, Astrid's design, like, the character playing her, it looks like her, like, face is gonna, like, they lit her face up a little bit. I don't like it made her look, because she's actually a black actress, so having her, like, play a white character, and then they lit that up, that's pretty good, because at least you give, I guess, black actors a reason, to play in the films. The problem is, though, I don't think they changed her hair color, so she's still not a blonde, but at least they did some of that. And Disney, I think, kind of did that, too, with some of their films, too, but they darkened one of the characters up here, too, for, effects. But that's the problem, though, too. That's the problem. I don't really like, again, they keep doing this stuff and all that, but that's the problem. I'm just like, I try to tell people this. I'm like, this is not a win for Disney. And people are like it's of course it's a win because it made its money back. And yes, it made its money back, but people are coming out of the film not very happy with it. So, like, the merchandise they made, are people going to go buy the merchandise? Or are people going to go, and watch it on Disney Plus? Probably not, because it's just another film that people are not going to go watch on Disney Plus. Because, so it's another reason why people don't want to subscribe to their platform, I'm not saying that, again, I'm not saying, too, that, that all these movies that have come out have been bad, but a good chunk of them have been, and that's not good. Yeah, this year, they just don't look like they have a lot that's going to come out that might be good. There is going to be, I think, Elio. That movie looks like it might be interesting. I don't know if it'll be as Inside Out 2, but when it comes to, an audience, like, it's not going to probably make as much money as Inside Out 2. I'm kind of worried it might end up failing, or it might be like, Elemental, where it just becomes an actual, where it'll bring its money back afterwards. And this is from somebody, I actually did not really care for Elemental much. I didn't hate the movie, but I definitely did not like it. Like, I saw the trailer, and I was like, so they're gonna meet on a bus and all that. And the actual movie, they don't meet on a bus, they just randomly run into each other, and they have an awkward conversation with love and all that. I thought that was kind of annoying, but I don't know. But it was still not that bad of a movie. And the thing is that with Elio, it doesn't look like it'll be that bad either, but from what I heard, too, they've also have redid it a bunch, too, and they spent a lot of money on it, too, so I'm kind of concerned about that, because I'm like, if it doesn't do very well, not only it's a blow to Disney, because Disney, is in horrible shape right now, but also it's a blow to, the people making the damn films and the audience watching it, because if it doesn't do well, then that's going to encourage the higher-ups at Disney to want to make more sequels to films. I mean, next year we got like a fucking Toy Story 5, for God's sakes, coming out. And after that, I don't know if there's an Incredibles 3 is coming out then, but I think we have an Incredibles 3, we have a Cars 4. Yeah, we have a Cars 4 coming out. I mean, that's probably Pixar's worst receiving franchise, and we're getting a fourth one with that movie. It's just ridiculous, I'm not saying there can't be sequels to movies, but like, in some cases, especially Pixar, I think a lot of the movies just don't do as well. They're done not as well as their original counterparts. I mean, with movies like DreamWorks and all that, I think they're really good at sequels, but like, Shrek 5 might be a little concerning, though, but, because of the whole plot with Shrek 5, you know. Because in Shrek 5, apparently they're gonna go to a. It sounds like the characters are gonna get teleported to the real world and all that. So like maybe it's like a fairy tale book thing. I don't know, because that's the thing though. People are criticizing it, but I'm like that actually does sound like a great idea. You know, it sounds like something that could be very good. Toy Story 5 though doesn't sound like a good idea. Toy Story 5 sounds like it's gonna be another, like, it sounds like they're gonna undo everything the fourth one did. And the fourth one, yeah, I had a lot of problems with it. The characters were all unlikable, and they were the ones that you know from the original 3 were pushed aside because either the voice actors passed away or they couldn't find any way to put them in there. So there's that. And all that, and it sounds like they're going to kind of undo a lot of that crap in the 5th movie. But who knows, the 5th movie could be good too, we don't know, but I wouldn't kind of doubt it, honestly. I wouldn't really doubt that. I feel like it's going to be a problem, but I don't know. But there just doesn't look like there's a lot of films that are going to come out that are going to be good. I forgot too, Disney is making an Ice Age 6 too. Without Blue Sky, they're going to... It sounds like it's going to be under 20th Century Fox. So is it going to have the 20th Century Fox name? Or are they going to use their fucking Disney logo again like they've been doing with the last few 20th Century Fox movies? Yeah, if you guys watched the last few of them, you guys have probably noticed, like, Diary of the Wimpy Kid, those movies have used the Disney logo. So has The Adventures of Buck Wild, it's used it. Like, Deadpool didn't even use the Fox logo. Deadpool just... I watched the movie, it just used the Marvel logo. So I'm just like, I don't know, I just don't know, I don't know what's gonna go on, but we'll just have to see what's gonna happen. But yeah, I definitely, like, so far, what I have been saying is being true. Their movies are not doing very well. This one is actually doing not bad, but it's not being well received, and that's not a good thing, because that makes people, again, not want to go buy their merchandise or go to Disney Plus and watch it, you know, but we'll have to see what happens, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and probably let things go from here. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.